Greetings. I would be most appreciative if you would like this video and subscribe to my page. With this in mind, I trust you find the following worthwhile. Our purpose is to give an explanation of Genesis 28 that perhaps you have not previously heard expressed. Genesis 28 reads, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." Now, many accept this to be a literal or physical explanation, and that is fine. Yet, I offer a non-literal or non-physical explanation for your consideration. Let's break down this verse physically and then non-physically. Once again, Genesis 28 reads, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." Be fruitful simply stresses the importance of man and woman being fertile. Multiply and replenish the earth is an emphasis on producing life and populating the earth with righteousness. Subdue it is an indication of humankind being compelled to prevent wickedness. Now, the next part of this verse is very intriguing. It reads, "And have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." Most accept that this means that humankind is to dominate, or control, if you will, sea creatures, aerial creatures, and earth creatures. Yet, I compel you to consider why it doesn't simply read, "and dominion over all animals or all creatures," or something to this extent. Why specifically mention these creatures in the three categories of flying, swimming, and walking, or air, sea, and land? Air, sea, and land. Let's consider a non-physical explanation of this part of the verse because, again, there is certainly an emphasis on air, sea, and land, beyond just the physical creatures that use these means to navigate. Brothers and sisters, our thoughts in all forms must be refined, raised to a higher vibration. They can be scattered like fish of the sea, too high or too lofty like birds of the heavens, or too concrete or heavy like living creatures that moveth upon the earth. In any of these cases, our thoughts must be idealized. Idealized. They must be brought to a state of intelligence for constructive and practical use. Therefore, where this verse mentions fish of the sea, is just an indication of an undefined state of mind. There is an expression, "out to sea," that many of us are familiar with. It is simply an indication of our thoughts being scattered or distant from reality. Birds of the heavens indicates thoughts that are, as I mentioned, too high or too lofty and scattered as well. It is our position that this is simply an indication of thoughts that need to be brought down to earth. Every living creature that moveth upon the earth is an indication of thought that may be too concrete, too heavy, too condensed. In other words, you may need to lighten up or loosen up a bit or relax your mind. Now, since we live on a plane of duality, It is important for us to consider these three principles of thought, which are represented by air, sea, and land creatures in their most ideal state, or of the highest vibration, if you will. We just explained fish of the sea in terms of low vibration. Fish of the sea at its highest vibration, or in ideal terms, is an indication of the activity, movement of our thoughts, fish, swimming or operating in a healthy environment, which is the life-producing and life-sustaining sea. Idealistically, birds of the heavens indicates the freedom of thought, free from suppression, free from fear. The highest vibration of every living creature that moveth upon the earth simply means that our thoughts are strong and carry great weight like the earth creatures do. When we have certain thoughts that are of the highest vibration, they cannot be easily moved or altered, just like the earth creatures. We are one with our thoughts, like the earth creatures are one with the earth. Brothers and sisters, when you wrap all of this in one neat package, what we have in Genesis 28 is an emphasis on idealizing our thoughts, or in other words, raising and maintaining our thoughts at their highest vibration for their most intelligent and practical use throughout our daily lives as we interact with others and our physical environment. It is no coincidence or accident that this verse specifically categorizes this earth's creatures. We ought to understand that our thoughts can be out to sea. Our thoughts can be too high or lofty. Our thoughts can be too heavy or concrete. Now, when we flip the script, our thoughts can be energetic and active in a healthy environment like fish of the sea. Our thoughts can be free and unabated like birds of the heavens. Our thoughts can be strong and powerful and not easily moved or altered like the living creatures that moveth upon the earth. I trust I have been clear and concise. I trust you have found my sharing worthwhile. Thank you again for your time and consideration. Love and harmony, Brother Osiris.